So here I go to the layers panel, and you can see that I have named all my layers. Here's the face chart, the mapping, and the brow outline. So I did strokes earlier, but I'm just gonna turn that one off because we're not gonna use that one. So let's start off by adding a new layer. We're gonna add a new layer. This one is going to be called Powder Brows. So just click the layer, and click rename. And we're gonna name this one Powder Brows. Powder Brows. So what we're gonna do now is click the layer and hit Drawing Assist so that it is on both sides. And make sure. Now I'm gonna pull up my palette. Let's just go here. I want to do a bold brown for these eyebrows. So first we want to make sure that we pick the correct brush. I'm gonna choose the pixel shading brush. Work on the right side. Just gonna turn my iPad. And we're gonna start off really lightly. Light pressure. You want to overlap about 50%, and you can see that it's giving me a nice light shade. This first layer, you want it to be really light. You can see that there's a little bit of inconsistencies around here. So that's why I like this tool, because you can see your hand movement and what areas you need to work on. You can see where I overlapped a little more in this area, but it's okay. That's why we're practicing. I think I'm gonna go to the other eyebrow now. Make sure the tail is pointing towards me. Continue our next layer, very soft movements. And I like to pretend that I'm doing it on a person, because visualization is a really helpful tool. The more you can visualize yourself doing it, the better your outcome will be when you're actually doing it. As I get to the head of the brow, I'm doing bigger and softer movements to get that powdery effect. Okay, so let's do our final layer. I think I want to use a lighter shade. Let's do dark brown. And I'm using the I Love Ink Tina Davies palette. And this third layer, I'm gonna use slightly more pressure than the first two layers. They are literally pixel shading. Gonna darken the tail a little. Some definition to the tail. You see how it's blending in more nicely than the first layer. Starting to soften the blend because I don't want it too bold. I want it the most bold at the tail. As I'm going to the top of the brow, I'm not applying as much pressure as I was at the tail. I feel like this is a great tool to practice your permanent makeup skills, just because it's low risk and You don't have to use any product. I'm going to do here is lower the opacity. So we're gonna hit this end. You're gonna see the opacity sliders. Let's go ahead and lower it. It creates a really soft blend. How does that look?